Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Tuesday, April 19th slate of NBA and MLB action. I'm super excited to hop into it. We have a pretty good slate of both. We have 3 NBA games on as of right now, or for tonight, rather, and we have a full slate of MLB. So I'm super excited to dive into it. We do have one play from each of the NBA games. We do have one MLB official play, and then we do have our experiment play where we are basically just fading the public on the most popular bet. So I'm really excited to hop into it. But before I did just want to go ahead and address that at the time of recording this video, we are on the road to 7,000 subscribers. You guys have been showing a lot of love on these videos lately, so thank you guys so much for that. Next up, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do, and thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. Truly does mean so much to me. We have been on a pretty decent little run here recently, especially since the playoffs have started. We've actually been pretty solid. We've been profitable in a couple different areas here, so I'm really excited about that. Showing profit here at the beginning of the MLB season is definitely a win in my book, and then also showing profit in the NBA playoffs, that's definitely a tough task. So we have been pretty good here recently. So let's go ahead and do a quick recap as of yesterday. We had OG over 16.5 points here versus Philadelphia at minus 115 odds. And I saw this tweet, and it said that the most bet on prop from DraftKings Sportsbook was OG over in points. As soon as I saw that, I got so worried. I thought for sure this bet was going to lose. Like 100% this bet was going to lose. But it did end up cashing for us. I think he finished with a little bit over 20, so he actually had a really good game. And all the numbers did back it, but as soon as I saw that, everybody and their brother was on that play, I did get a little bit worried, but it is what it is. Then we had Wiggins under 1.5 threes here versus Denver. He shut me up really quick. He actually had 2 threes in the first quarter, and I said goodbye to that bet. But then we did have the Brewers minus 1.5 here versus the Pirates at plus 110 odds. That one actually did end up working out for us, and they actually got it done. Surprising enough, there was a lot of runs scored in the middle of the game from the Brewers, and I think that kind of pushed us over the edge. And at the time of recording this video, it is the bottom of the 8th of the public fade of the day, which was Dodgers minus 1.5. The Dodgers are currently up by 3, so as long as they hang on, then we will end up winning that one again too, which would be 3-1 on our experiments, on our experiment plays, which is just crazy. So might have to keep this play around. I don't know. We just might have to. But let's go ahead and dive into today's plays. Our first play of the day, we're going to be taking Deandre Hunter of the Atlanta Hawks, but we're taking his under 3.5 rebounds here versus Miami at plus 110 odds. Now, I know last time I took a Hawk, I took their under in rebounds, was Trae Young. He ended up grabbing 6, which was one of the only stats that he was able to hit the over on. He was very unfortunate, but I think that all the stats are backing this once again, so I'm going to be riding with it. He has gone under in 3 straight games, including the play-in and playoff games. So he has gone under in 3 straight. And versus Miami this year, he has actually gone under this exact line in 4 of his last 5. So 80% hit percentage. I'll take that. I'll take my odds on that any day of the week. And in the last 7 games, Miami has been really good against that opposing small forward position. They actually allowed the 5th fewest rebounds per game to opposing small forwards. So I think we see a lot of value here. And also, obviously, the game is being played in Miami. And DeAndre Hunter, he does average about 4.4 rebounds per game at home, but on the road, only 3.9. So he does average a half of a rebound fewer on the road. So I'm going to be riding with it. Hopefully we can get a little plus value there. So we're taking it. DeAndre Hunter under 3.5 rebounds here versus Miami at plus 110 odds. Now our next play of the day is going to be another plus odd play. It is going to be Karl-Anthony Towns over 9.5 rebounds here versus Memphis at plus 100 odds. Now, Karl-Anthony Towns, he has gone over this exact line in 4 straight games, and I'm just confused as to why this line's so low. So could it be a trap? Absolutely. But I'm going to be taking my odds here. Like I said, he's gone he has gone over in 4 straight games, and he has gone over in 5 of his last 6. So dude's been on an absolute mission here with those rebounds. If you wanted to do a double-double, you could definitely do that as well, but I'm just taking this because it's plus value, and I think it's a good option. And in Karl-Anthony Towns' last 2 games here versus Memphis, he has gone over in both of them. So he's done a good job here against the Memphis Grizzlies. And in the last 7 games, the Memphis Grizzlies actually allowed the most rebounds per game to opposing centers. So they give up a ton of rebounds to that center position. And if you guys were able to catch any of the game last time, the Memphis Grizzlies actually ran small ball, and they took Steven Adams out of the game and actually just ran Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 5. And he had an insane amount of blocks, don't get me wrong. But Karl-Anthony Towns was still able to grab 13 rebounds against him. So I think that we should see another repeat of that. I think that this will eventually be moved to not plus value. So I'm just taking it a little bit early. So that's going to be our second play of the day. Karl-Anthony Towns over 9.5 rebounds here versus Memphis at plus 100 odds. Now our next play of the day, it's not a pretty one. It's definitely not a pretty one. So if you guys if you guys are going to fade any of my plays, this would probably be the one. But we're taking it. Jay Crowder over 1.5 assists here versus New Orleans Pelicans at minus 105 odds. Now, he has hit this exact number. He has hit the over in 4 of his last 5 games here versus the New Orleans Pelicans. So he's actually been doing a pretty good job here distributing the rock here versus the Pelicans. And in the last 7 games, the New Orleans Pelicans actually allow the most assists per game to opposing power forwards. So I think it's a really good spot for him as well. And versus New Orleans this year, like I said, he's just been really good at passing the basketball, and he's actually averaged 3.3 assists per game this year versus New Orleans. So I will be taking my odds there. That's almost double what the line is, so double and then some actually. So I'll be taking my odds there. He's been really good against them, and I do think he does see a little bit bigger of a usage rate as the series goes on. Typically over the course of the regular season, his usage rate was right around 15 to 16%. And in that first game of the playoffs, he did only have 1 assist, but he only had an 11% usage rate. So I do think that goes back up. And so I think he's going to be able to get 2 assists for us. I know it's ugly, but I do like the value on it. So that's going to be our third play of the day. Jay Crowder over 1.5 assists versus Pelicans at minus 105 odds. Now, our MLB play of the day, we're going to be taking the Rangers and the Mariners over 7.5 runs at minus 110 odds. Now, Robbie Ray here for the Mariners on the year does have a 4.73 ERA. He does have a 4.73 ERA in general, and on the year it's a 4.01. So it's nothing too crazy. He has been pretty decent, but it's not like a complete shutout type of pitcher. And John Gray, on the flip side of things, he is going to be on the mound for the Rangers, and on the year, he has not had a good start to the year. He's actually had a 6.75 ERA to start off the year and a 4.6 career ERA. So if both of them do hit their averages, that game does go over. Now, Robbie Ray versus the Rangers, he hasn't been too great either. He does have a 4.24 ERA versus the Rangers, so it's nothing too crazy. But I do think that it is a little bit high for such a low over-under total. And the Mariners, they have gone over in 3 of their last 5 games just in general. And the Rangers, they've gone over in 3 of their last 4. And that one that they didn't go over was actually a push. So I think we do see a ton of value there. So we're going to be taking it. Rangers and Mariners over 7.5 runs at minus 110 odds. Now, for our public fade play of the day, we're going to be taking the Tigers plus 1.5 here versus the Yankees at plus 100 odds. Now, at the time of recording this video, which is about midnight Central Time on the 19th, so it's just midnight of the 18th or morning of the 19th, however you want to look at it. There are 605 bets on this game, and 75% of them are on the Yankees. So we're going to be taking it. Tigers plus 1.5 here versus Yankees at plus 100 odds. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are on the road to 7,000 subscribers. We're actually starting to come close to it, so make sure that you guys are subbed. But for now, this is King Center signing out. Peace.